In a lush, sunlit garden, filled with vibrant flowers and tall trees, stood a rose bush more beautiful than anything else around. Its petals were a perfect shade of red, velvety and soft, dancing gently in the breeze. Garden visitors would stop and admire it, photographers would click pictures, and even the butterflies seemed to flutter more around her. The rose knew she was beautiful, and she never let anyone forget it. She held her head high, soaking in the attention. But next to this proud rose stood a cactus, thorny, rough, and not much to look at. Its skin was dry, covered in spines, and it stood quietly, not attracting any admiration. The rose couldn't stand it. "Why would the gardener plant you next to me?" the rose often scoffed. "You ruin my view, you're so ugly." The cactus said nothing. He just stood silently, soaking up the sun, never returning the insults. Day after day, the rose taunted the cactus. Other flowers in the garden, daisies, lilies, marigolds, urged the rose to stop. "Don't be so mean," they'd say. "Just because someone looks different doesn't mean they are less important." But the rose didn't listen. In her eyes, beauty was everything. Then the seasons began to shift. Spring faded, and the bright, cheerful days gave way to the harsh dryness of summer. The sun blazed fiercely, and days passed without a single drop of rain. The soil cracked, the air was dry, and the once lush garden began to suffer. The proud rose, who once basked in admiration, began to wilt. Her petals faded, her leaves curled, and her stem drooped. She was thirsty, desperately so, but there was no water left in the ground. One morning, in her fading state, the rose saw something surprising. A small sparrow flew down, perched gently on the cactus, and poked its beak into its thick green skin. The bird drank water, real cool water, stored safely inside the cactus. The rose's eyes widened. She had never known that the cactus had the power to survive and help others during the hardest of times. Hesitant and embarrassed, the rose finally whispered, "Dear cactus, I'm sorry. I was wrong about you. Will you help me?" The cactus smiled, not with lips, but with a warm silence, and nodded gently. With the help of the sparrow, he shared his water with the wilting rose. Days later, the rose slowly began to bloom again, not just with beauty, but with a new sense of humility and gratitude.
Moral of the story: never judge someone is their appearance. True beauty and strength lie within. The cactus may not have looked attractive. Kindness in his core qualities far more valuable than outward beauty. Sometimes the ones we overlook are the ones who saves us when we need it most.